So you are in the world of business, the world of money,
Yep.
essentially. Was that always something you were thinking about?
No, not at all. Um, you can probably gather from my accent, I come originally from the UK, came with my parents as a teenager, as an immigrant. And my cousin asked me if I wanted a summer job. I said yes.
Yeah.
That was at one of the Canadian financial institutions. And my summer job lasted 16 years. So
Wow.
I stumbled into it, found my groove, and I've been doing it a long time now, but I've
Yeah.
become a bit of a payment technology geek.
Very cool. So when you're moving around Canada and you're shopping, every transaction you must be thinking about.
Probably as a shopper in more ways than one, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, but most consumers don't actually think about the transaction, right? No,
Yeah.
most of us don't think about I'm going to go pay for something. We actually think about the reason we're paying for something, either buying something or paying for a service.
Yeah, but if you're going to pay something and it's very slow, I'm sure you're making a call.
Well, payments cannot be slow.
You never
That is
know.
just right. That's the rule. Like, absolutely, payments cannot be slow.
Yeah, it must make you insane if you see that.
Yes, I do.
I love that. So I know that you're at Interac. So what is it looking like now for you in your position? And also, what is the forecast looking like for Interac?
So my role at Interac is I lead strategy and marketing, and that includes basically the big picture view of the company, how we're going to service Canadians, what does that mean from an innovation perspective, how do we tell that story to Canadians, how do we equip them, whether that be the consumer or the small business, backbone of our economy. And how do we engage in the broader ecosystem and with the regulators and the policymakers? So, I'm pretty bullish on the space. I think we are all privileged to live in this amazing place. I'm privileged to work for a company like Interac, which is quite unique in the space.
Yeah.
Uniquely Canadian. Not a lot of people realize that. So I think, we have amazing products in the market, and I think we've got a very strong future for Canadians, Canadian entrepreneurs and innovators to bring some great products and technology to market, and hopefully Interac's going to be part of that.
Yeah. What kind of companies at Interac are you investing in?
So most Canadians will know us from payments. So
Okay.
whether you move money, you send somebody an e-transfer, for example, or if you pay for your purchase using debit, which is money directly from your account rather than incurring any fees for credit, etc. But a number of years ago, we also looked at what can we do to help Canadians get more confident and comfortable digitally engaging themselves. So we've done a number of transactions in what we call the verification space.
Yep.
So digital ID, authentication and verification. We purchased a company out of Ottawa in 2019 who were best in class in security called Two Keys. 2021, we did a transaction with a Canadian tech company called SecureKey. And those companies have helped us augment our capabilities to provide new services. So if you logged onto your CRA, we're just coming out of tax season, right?
Yep.
So if you logged on to my CRA or my business CRA, you likely used our products to verify yourself, and they leverage Canadian startups. So we're very proud of that.
Yeah, so Interac is investing in businesses that essentially obviously help Interac, but it does something really cool for security. Like we're really taking it up a notch by
absolutely.
and they're Canadian companies, which makes it even more incredible.
You bet. By Canadians for Canadians. That's kind of a mandate and a motto for us, so why not?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Is there anything that happens over at Interac where you see a company and then you realize somewhere down the line this might not be a good fit? Is there like a key moment?
Well, we've got to make sure we do our due diligence.
Yeah.
not so much, is it's not a good fit or not. It's more around how can our scale and our capabilities be augmented by a new innovative company. So we've got a view on what those areas are, and we're always open to chat with other companies that we may not have even thought of. So our focus, certainly in the last 5 or so years, has been about how we can strengthen security. What kind of enhanced capabilities can we bring? We just did a transaction with another Canadian company called Voucher. And that is to make the experience with e-transfer and notifications much better. So, if you're sending someone an e-transfer, you can now add an emoji, a business card, a birthday card, etc. But we'd be looking for the players, the Canadian startups or scale-ups that really augment our strategy.
I love that. And as a woman in this industry, obviously we look at statistics and they're a little grim. We obviously are optimistic about seeing more women as investors, founders, entrepreneurs, but also just in the investment financial space.
Yeah, indeed.
You've had an amazing career in this space, but was there ever a time where you ever wanted to quit or you ever wanted to give up? And I love the fact that you laugh. All the women laugh because they're like, yes.
Of course. Like, isn't that just a daily activity? And then you kind of,
you just keep going.
Absolutely. And you're way up, wait a second, what am I doing this for, etc.
Yes.
And listen, thank you. This morning you hosted an amazing breakfast.
Oh, thank you.
With women entrepreneurs, which is fantastic to celebrate. So, I mean, listen, I think women founders and women investors are what Canada needs,
Yes.
And that is growing. The stats are growing for that, but I think certainly part of the role of companies like Interac is to help support that. So we are very privileged and proud to do that, whether that be at Elevate with female founders, at the Firehood, or any other female-driven entrepreneurial activity. We're very happy to support that.
That's very awesome. Yes, we both want to quit sometimes. We keep going.
We do, indeed.
But I definitely feel more inspired now because, with Canadian music, the goal, especially then, was always to leave and go to the U.S. And then in television, in acting, it's leave and go to the U.S.,
thank
go to
you
LA.
for staying.
Well, I do live in L.A.
But you're here.
But you know what? I will say, after my last NACO convention, which was a year ago, I did feel way more compelled to find more balance.
That's good.
And to help build infrastructure because we are so talented. There's so many incredible people. And once I've learned those statistics, I'm feeling like absolutely not. I will be damned. Like, what can I do? So I'm way more compelled to stay here. And it's nice to have conversations with like-minded women who want to help expand this country, but also expand the community of women.
Listen, I think, not only is it our kind of privilege, but it's also our obligation, because clearly we've both done well, right? So relatively speaking.
No,
so
you're right.
Pay it forward.
You're right. That's awesome. Obligation, I like that word. Thank you. I appreciate your time. That was fun.
I appreciate you.
You're
That
so
was
lovely.
fun. Thank you.